Hey friends, welcome back to She's in Her Element. I am sorry I am getting this to you so late, but it's time for our pre-prep Sunday. It's just, I promise you this is just water, but it has been an insane week. I'm exhausted. I'm ready for bed. Can I go to bed? No, I can't go to bed. It's like 5:20 at night. It's too early for bed. It's crazy. Not even just this week, like the last 2 weeks have been absolutely insane. All of my grandchildren, except for the new baby, Emery, Ryder, Rosie, and Summit are all February babies. And they are all week after week after week. Like boom, boom, boom. On the shortest month of the entire year. And it's birthday party, birthday party, birthday party. And these are just like the winter birthday parties because it's not really fun having a birthday in the dead of winter. Like you can't have your friends come over and have a pool party or go outside, rent a bounce house or some slide, and we have all that. We don't have to rent that, but like you can't do that in the winter. So we have our family parties in February, boom, boom, boom. And then we do big parties this summertime. Ryder and Rosie do a combined one at their house, and that's a wild time. And then Summit's having one here at Nana and Papa's house, and it's just, I'm tired. But something I'm super excited about is the fact that this week's Prep With Me Sunday is a pantry challenge. Like I actually looked at what I had in my fridge and my freezer and my cupboards that need to be used up. And I have a lot of food. I didn't realize how much canned goods, how many sides, how much rice, how much beans, how much condiments. My pantry is so shoved full. There's stuff all over the ground. It just keeps falling down, which is why I don't really know what's in there. So I made myself take a very hard look in my pantry to see what I had and what can I put together as meals for my Prep With Me Sunday that can get rid of some of this stuff. You remember I have several refrigerators and several freezers, and I have tons and tons and tons of meat. Well, I have tons and tons of beef, and I have picked up chicken if I've gone out. I don't consider that going against the pantry challenge of no shopping because you can't find anything nowadays. When you find it, you purchase it. So that's what I did. And now I actually have a nice little amount of chicken. So I want to use all of this, obviously. And I was actually able to do that with 4 recipes this week. And they're not bland old recipes. This is going to be some really, really good food. I'm excited. So as I was looking at the recipes and running down the ingredients and so excited that I basically had every single thing on there, there were 3 things that were needed that I didn't have. And I thought about, skipping them or changing it. And I said, no, you know what? There's a lot of ingredients in all of these recipes. And the fact that I have every single thing I need, except for these 3 things, I still don't feel bad that I had to go get these 3 things. So out of everything I'm going to show you for each menu and the list of ingredients, the 3 things that I absolutely needed to get were parsnips. I mean, I don't keep parsnips in my house, so I had to grab parsnips. I also needed coconut milk. That's just not something that's a staple in my pantry, so I had no coconut milk. I needed 1 can of that. And I figured since I was already at the store and I had to get these other 2 things, that I want to keep the recipe as authentic and real and genuine as it is, and I bought cilantro. Because we all know I don't like cilantro, so that would not be something you would find in my house. And the fact that I just needed these 3 ingredients is wonderful. And again, I don't feel bad that I went to get them, because out of every single ingredient on all 4 of these recipes, I had everything but these 3 things. So I'm psyched for that. I'm really excited to be able to once again participate in the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge successfully. And I call this successful. I don't call these 3 things I need a loss, or you didn't do it right, or no, I did the pantry challenge and I'm using up quite a bit. So without further ado, let me show you what we're going to be making. So one of our meals is going to be a Crockpot. It can be a ground beef stroganoff, or you can actually use regular stew beef. It all depends on what your budget allows. It depends on what you have. I have both, so I took out my beef stew meat to use in this recipe, but you can feel free to use whatever you have on hand. Another one's going to be a freezer chicken pot pie, and the recipe says that for ease to use the rotisserie chicken. Well, I don't have a rotisserie chicken to use, but I do have regular chicken, so that's exactly what I'm going to use in this. I do have the hash browns, I have the vegetables, I do keep chicken gravy in the house, but I've told you before, I really like using better than bouillon to make my own gravy, so I think that's what I'm going to do in this particular recipe. And I do keep pie crusts in my freezer. I have the Pillsbury like rolled out ones that are frozen, but I also found in the back of my freezer 2 deep dish frozen pie crusts that need to be used, so we're going to use that in this recipe. Another one that sounded really good is I wanted to do a traditional shepherd's pie, but a traditional shepherd's pie is actually made with ground lamb, and I to this day have never ever in my life tasted lamb. It's not something I buy. It's not something that I personally want to buy. And when I was telling my daughter about this, she's like, no, Mom, please just use Hamburg. I don't want the lamb. So I have tons of beef, and I am going to replace the lamb with some nice ground chuck, but I'm going to use every other ingredient on this list. And this is where the parsnips come in. And believe it or not, I actually have the Guinness beer in my fridge. There's like 1 random bottle. We have a fridge that has stuff in it from people that they leave behind at parties and stuff. So there are some drinks and some wine coolers and stuff in our downstairs fridge, because I'm just not a big drinker and I don't want to take up the room in my good fridge. So I always check there if I need something, and believe it or not, I actually had a bottle of Guinness someone left behind. So that worked out really good. I'm really excited about that. And the last freezer meal that we are going to make on Prep With Me Sunday sounded so amazing, I literally have to try this. We are going to make slow cooker Indian butter chicken. And this is where the coconut milk comes in. And since I had to grab it, I figured why not? We will get the cilantro. But I even still have ginger, fresh ginger that's left in my bowl from a couple weeks ago. It's still good. I'm going to use that up. And it calls for this, I think I'm going to just slay this word. It is not going to come out right at all. I think it's pronounced garam masala. I don't know. It's an herb that's primarily used in like Indian cuisine, Pakistani cuisine. I don't know how to get it, where to find it, but what I did find is that you can replace that herb using cumin and allspice, and you do that with a ratio of 1 part cumin to 1/4 part of allspice, and then you'll have your garim masala. I have no idea how to say that, but this sounds really good, and I'm kind of really excited for something authentic and delicious and just out of the ordinary like this. So that's why I chose this one, and I really can't wait to be able to make it. So there you have it, our 4 comfort foods, well, 3 comfort foods plus 1 exotic that we are going to make as freezer meals for next week on our Prep With Me Sunday. I am looking forward to it once again with you guys. I really enjoy our Sundays in the kitchen together, and I love the fact that you're all participating in it and you're letting me know how you're liking the recipes or how your family liked this. I just love that. It really does warm my heart a lot. So keep those comments coming. Let me know what you think of the recipes, and you're definitely not going to want to miss this one, even if it's just for that Indian butter chicken alone. Like, hello, I've never even heard of that before, but I have to have this in my life. Again, I'm super sorry that I'm getting this video up so late, but it still does give you time to go get the ingredients that you don't have in your pantry to do this. And I'm just personally excited that I consider this a win and a qualification for the pantry challenge. So I'll see you all Sunday at noontime, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Now, if you'll excuse me, my house is absolutely trashed. I haven't had a single morsel of food yet today, and I'm kind of getting a little hangry. So I'm going to go and take care of business on this side of things. I'll see you guys Sunday.